Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo sọ tẹ́lẹ̀, this is not supposed to be a lecture-focused session, but an interactive session. Ohun tá a sì fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ lé lórí, òun náà ni báwo la ti ń kọ àlàkalẹ̀ bóníkálùkù wa ṣe fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́. Báwo la ṣe fẹ́ ṣàmúṣẹ àlàkalẹ̀ yẹn ká lè bá a mú ìjíyìn tó ṣe tá a lè gbé lórí òṣùwọ̀n bá a máa mú jáde. Nǹkan mẹ́ta ni báwo la ṣe fẹ́ kọ àlàkalẹ̀ iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n fún mi nìyí, báwo la ṣe fẹ́ ṣe àlàkalẹ̀. Tí n bá ṣe àlàkalẹ̀ tán, báwo mo ṣe fẹ́ ṣe àmúṣẹ. Tí n bá múṣẹ tán, báwo mo ṣe fẹ́ máa rí ìjìyìn mú jáde. Ìjìyìn tí fẹ́ mú jáde yẹn a gbọ́dọ̀ lè gbé sórí òṣùwọ̀n pé ó tẹ̀ wọ́n tó báwo. Like Amis Sahab told us yesterday and even today, we are to be practical. We are not going theoretical. It's a practical session. So the objective of this interactive session from the start, let everybody get this. The objective, let us take note of this from the beginning, is that at the end of this session, please, at the end of this session, every office holder in the MAJLIS, especially those participating in this workshop, to prepare a work plan. Take note of that. At the end of this session, every one of us here who holds one office or the other should be able to prepare a work plan for his office and implement the plan in such a manner that he will be able to generate measurable reports from it. Tá a bá ṣàlàkalẹ̀ iṣẹ́ wa, tá a bá mú iṣẹ́ níparí ẹ̀, ó yẹ ká lè sọ pé ohun tí mo ní mo fẹ́ ṣe 10 ni, mo ti ṣe 3, ó ti lóṣùwọ̀n, mo ti ṣe 2, mi ní ṣe kankan, ó ti lóṣùwọ̀n. So let me break this topic, how to prepare and implement the individual's work to generate measurable report. Let me break it into actionable units. A, preparing a work plan. B, implementing the plan. And C, generating reports which should be measurable. Now, the above task will also raise or elicit some challenging questions or posters to the individual office holders concerned, and to which every office holder...
Page 46. Page 46.
And to which every office holder should be able to provide positive answer. Here I have 4 questions, which every one of us must ask himself, and should be able to provide positive answers to the 4 questions. A, what are the objectives or goals either set by the MAJLIS or set for the MAJLIS or by the MAJLIS itself for the achievement or part of which I am appointed into my office? What is the objective? This may take us to our Datul Asasi. I hope you all know what Datul Asasi is. I hope that nobody out there knows what Datul Asasi is. But we don't want to go to Datul Asasi now because that will summarize. The whole objectives we are here have been summarized, and that is progress and development of the MAJLIS. That is the objective. Progress and development of the MAJLIS, to which we now want to practically commit ourselves. We want to commit ourselves to the project of progress and development of the MAJLIS. Now, according to the team, we have been sensitized. Missionary yesterday sensitized us. Today, Mavi Awal Samad Sahib empowered us. Ẹni tí ò yá ni lówó, tí ò yá ni láṣọ, kò lè pe ní lárugún. Lánàá wọ́n ti ta wá kìjì sí ìdí tá a torí ẹ̀ gbé iṣẹ́ fún wa tá a fi torí ẹ̀ di ipò mú nínú MAJLIS. Wọ́n ti ta wá kìjì lórí ẹ̀ lánàá. Lẹ́yìn wọ́n wá rọ̀ wá lágbára wọ́n rò wá lágbára báwo la ṣe fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn wọ́n ti dá wa lókòwò bá a ṣe ní jẹ okòwò òun ló kù. Ìbéèrè alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ nìyẹn. The second question is, what is my relevance or what qualifies me to be part of the team for the achievement of the set goals or objectives? What is my own relevance? Everybody should ask himself that question. What is my relevance or what actually qualifies me? Is it because I'm the best? Is it because I'm the most knowledgeable? Is it because I'm the most that possess the best? What qualifies me to be part of this team to achieve progress and development of the MAJLIS? Ask for answer for that. Question number 3. What should my contributions be in the goal achievement drive? What should my own contributions be in the goal achievement drive? It is a drive to make the MAJLIS progress and develop. What should be my own contributions? The last question on this is, how can I successfully accomplish the three major tasks analyzed above? The three major tasks: preparing a work plan, implementing it, generating reports that should be measurable. Now, let us start one by one. What is a work plan? It is simply a detailed out statement of certain tasks which an individual or a group intends to accomplish within a particular time frame in order to achieve certain set goals or objectives, but which is made well in advance as a guide before commencing the task. Of course, it is commonly known fact that to be planless is as good as embarking on a journey towards failure. Ohun tá a pè ní àlàkalẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ni pé mo fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ yìí, níbo ni mo ti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀, kí ni mo fẹ́, èwo ni mo kọ́ fẹ́ gbé kalẹ̀ kí n tó gbé mi lé lórí, ìjọ́ wo ni mo fẹ́ parí ẹ̀ àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, kí ni èrè tí mo fẹ́ jẹ nígbà tí mo bá parí ẹ̀, owó tí wọ́n kó fún mi kí ni mo fẹ́ fira, kí ni mo fẹ́ ọjà bo ni mo fẹ́ tà, ìjọba èlò ni mo gbà mí kí n tó tà tán, èlò ni mo fẹ́ fi jẹun, èlò ni mo fẹ́ fi wọkọ̀, níparí èrè èlò mo fẹ́ jẹ. So let me also emphasize here that every office holder of the MAJLIS needs works plan. Everybody, including Naibin and even Arakin Kususi, everyone who has been appointed must have a work plan, because no one of us has been appointed to our respective offices for fun or for nothing. You have been appointed to contribute one thing or the other to the progress and development of the MAJLIS. Ideally, a good work plan should follow or fulfill the 5 SMART principles of goals achievement. SMART, S-M-A-R-T, meaning that our target goals or objectives when we are preparing our plans should be something like this. S for specific. That is your whatever goal you want to achieve, it must be specifically stated, devoid of any ambiguity or vagueness. Màá ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn, màá ṣe àtẹ̀yìn lọ́rùn, inú yẹn á dùn sí, you have said nothing. Oko tẹ́ ẹ gbé fún mi, màá ro, á mọ́, á ṣe gbìn nǹkan sí, you have said nothing. Oko tẹ́ ẹ gbé fún mi, àlàpín mẹ́wàá ni, tó máa tọ́sẹ̀ kan màá ro àlàpín mẹ́rin, màá kọ́ bí 30. Màá gbìn nǹkan báyìí, tó máa di ìjọba yìí, nǹkan báyìí á ṣẹlẹ̀, ìyẹn ló jẹ́ pé o rọ̀rọ̀ sọ. It must be specific. M, measurable. What you want to do must be measurable. If I want to do something for 1 month, and I say, okay, I want to do something 10 for 1 month, by the end of 10 days, I should be able to say, out of the 10, I have completed 4 or 3. It should be measurable. Then, A, achievable or attainable. No, measurable should be in practical terms, concrete terms, not just imaginary. It should be measurable in concrete and practical terms. We should be able to say, this is this, this is this, this is this. For instance, as Albert gave us 100 bayats for a year. If you divide 100 bayats into 12 months, you know how many it is. If at the end of this 3 months we have not achieved, out of 100,000, we have not achieved 10,000, you know what that one means? Then it should be achievable or attainable. It should not be a tall dream built around mere sloganeering, semantics, or rhetorics. If you mention MIU to Lajna, they will tell you Asheyori, MIU, Asheyori. It should not be just sloganeering, it should be with action. Are relevant. Whatever you want to achieve by your work plan must be relevant to the goal of progress and development of the MAJLIS. It must be relevant. It should not be outside it. It should not be an activity in isolation of the target objective. Then time bound. Our target goals should neither be infinitive nor left just open-ended. Iṣẹ́ àṣe, ẹ̀dá wa dá, iṣẹ́ àṣe. Ṣówó yẹn ni àdá. It must be time bound. Ìjọ́ wo lẹ fẹ́ dá? Nígbà wo lẹ fẹ́ kó wá? 4. Implementing one's one plan. First, what does implementation imply? We may want to ask. It is a well-organized set of activities which one intends to follow step by step in order to accomplish one's allotted or personally created task successfully. Either you have created it yourself or somebody has imposed it on you. The steps you want to take to implement your plan must be clearly stated, step by step. I want to prepare eba. I will first of all light my stove, put water in the pot, get my garri ready. The ladus that I will use to stir it must be ready. I want to prepare it for 10, so I will use 1 congo of garri and things like that. Must be in the plan. So that it will not be that, why did you not tell you that what you have prepared is only for 3 when we expect you to prepare for 10? So it must be such plan that will be followed. For if one makes a plan and fails to follow it as planned, it may make it very difficult or even impossible in some cases to attain one's set goals. Nevertheless, no matter how meticulously or beautifully prepared our work plans might be apparently, without the grace of mercy of Allah, through fervent prayers, we have emphasized that times without number since yesterday up to today. Prayers, and prayers. Without prayers, all may be in vain, efforts in futility. May Allah save us from experiencing such. So prayers for Allah's guidance, assistance, and inspiration are indispensable tools in this respect. This is exactly the topic treated by Mavi Awad today. Generating measurable reports. There is no gainsaying the fact that measurable reports will be easily generated if our work plans follow and fulfill the SMART principles of goals achievement as stated in 3 above, and meticulously implemented, of course, barring any other unforeseen circumstances. To generate is to do something, certain things, to bring out certain effects or results. This simply implies that one must do something to achieve something, as no human being can bring out something out of nothing. On this principle, Allah says, and man will achieve nothing but what he strives for. Quran chapter 53, verse 39. In other words, we cannot generate income by just sitting down, idle, doing nothing. Mo fẹ́ máa pawó, o tajà, o daṣẹ́lẹ̀, o ṣagilọ́gbẹ́, o tọ̀gọ̀lọ́fà, o dédé ọ̀pẹ ọgbẹ́ nókè, ọ̀fẹ́ kọ́ ló ń ro. Something must be done to generate something. So if anybody claims to be generating income by doing nothing, we will definitely start suspecting such a person of either stealing or something of such. Of course, even stealing is doing something. It may be in the wrong direction. Stealing is doing something. If you want to generate income by stealing, you will still do something. If you are not caught, if you can get scot-free and you are not caught, you generate, but you must do something to generate. Ká sọ pé a fẹ́ mú ìjìn jáde lórí ń tá a ṣe, tá a máa rí ìjìn mú jáde, ìṣe ń tá a ṣe tàbí tá a rò pa fẹ́ ṣe. Ohun tá a rò pa fẹ́ ṣe kọ́ la máa mú ìjìn jáde ń bẹ̀. Ohun tá a ṣe la máa sọ pé mo ṣe léyìí, mo ṣe léyìí, ṣùgbọ́n mo fẹ́ ṣe léyìí, mo gbìyànjú à ṣe léyìí, ìyẹn kì í ṣe ìjìn. a fẹ́ ṣe lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ a fẹ́ ṣe program ní oṣù tó ń bọ̀ a fẹ́ ṣètò báyìí ìyẹn kì í ṣe report. Report is we did this, we did this, we did this. At least one must see or know something before one can start generating either love or hatred for such thing. Nǹkan tó èèyàn ò rí kì í ń yàn, ohun tó èèyàn ò sì rí èèyàn kì í kórìíra ẹ̀. O mọ nǹkan kan wọ́n sọ nǹkan kan pé ní ìdá o rí rí o mọ̀ ń pẹ̀ o ló kórìíra ẹ̀ tàbí mo nífẹ̀ẹ́. You must see something or know something before you generate. That's the word we are working on now. Before you generate love or hatred. For instance, Allah the Almighty enjoins us to follow the Holy Prophet Muhammad as an evidence of fortification to our claim of loving him, that is loving Allah. He instructed the Holy Prophet to call out to the believers, "Qul in kuntum tuhibbuna Allah fattabi'uni." If truly you love Allah, follow me. Yuhibbukumullah wa yaghfir lakum dhunubakum. It is then Allah will love you in return and forgives you of all your faults. It is then, after truly following the Holy Prophet, and only then, that one can confidently lay claim to loving Allah, as a result of which one can now be entitled to Allah's love in return and his forgiveness. If you do not follow the Holy Prophet, how do you love Allah? Who introduces Allah to you? How do you know Allah? But because if you see a good marketer, a good advertiser, and advertises or markets ordinary stone for you, maybe you will have bought it and taken it home before you know it was only stone you bought. You now start hating what you spend your money to buy. You start hating it. But somebody must have introduced it to you in such a way that you generate love for it before you paid for it. So another very important side to generating reports, if it must be measurable, mark it, is that it should not always and only be focused on activities carried out, efforts being made, but should rather always include, in fact, be focused on both results recorded, positive or negative, and the challenges encountered. Mo fẹ́ roko yẹn ṣùgbọ́n bàtí mo débẹ̀ àwọn jàǹdùkú ló wá pàdé mi lọ́dọ̀ ọ̀nà ní oko olóko ni mo fẹ́ ro. Tó o bá débẹ̀ o ní mọ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ o ní rírú ẹ̀. Tó o bá gbìyànjú àti ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ wá takò ẹ pé ilẹ̀ onílẹ̀ ló fẹ́ ro. You must do something either to get positive or negative report. In other words, our reports should always be results focused rather than be efforts focused. And gbìyànjú anytime tá a bá ṣe meeting MIU Honorable President and sapa we are still pushing and push abáwọn èèyàn wa sọ ẹ máa fàdúrà ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Yes, I'm gbìyànjú, but Uzu will tell you your result is what testifies to your activities, because we don't know your effort. Your efforts can only be measured according to the reports you bring. For example, how do we measure somebody's claim to regular participation in salawat? But whose moral laxity is an open book for everybody to read within his immediate neighborhood, whereas Allah's specific assurance to worshippers is inna salata taniha anil fahshahi wal munkar. Téèyàn bá lóun kírun ẹ̀ márùn lójúmọ́, òun kí tahajjud, òun ṣe náfìlà, ṣùgbọ́n ìwà burúkú tó pọ̀ jù láyé ọwọ́ ẹ̀ ló pọ̀ sí. Káwá ní kó wá ṣàlàyé kí ni ìrun, kí ni èrè tó jẹ nínú ìrun. Kò sí èrè tó jẹ, kò sí ìpọ́n tó fẹ́ mú wa, mò ń kí náà ní ọlọ́ni ká kí mo dẹ̀ ń kí déédéé, ṣùgbọ́n ìwà ẹ̀ ní ò dá yìí. Ìwọ ọmọlúwàbí ẹ̀ ló mẹ́hẹ̀ yìí. Or someone's claim to being tolerant and perseverant, who never gets married nor interacts freely with other people within his immediate environment. How do you measure such tolerance? Mo ní sùúrù, kò sí lára mi ò gbà, kò fẹ́ yàwó kò gbé láàrin èèyàn. ẹnìkan ò tẹ́lẹ́sẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ kò tẹ̀yàn lẹ́sẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ó lò ní sùúrù. How do you measure that? It must be as a result of what you do that we can measure your activities. Or in another way, someone who claims to going to work every morning and returning every evening but could not afford monthly chanda. Ojoojúmọ́ ló ń jí jáde ń dájí tí kò ń bá fájírì lálẹ́ kò ní bá ìṣáì ṣùgbọ́n tó ṣùgbọ́n parí kò lè sọ chanda kí ló tó sọ chanda ló ń wò sí kí ló wá ń jáde lọ ṣe we will ask him òun ṣiṣẹ́ òòrùn sọ chanda. To be more specific here, how do we measure our reports of regular tabligh outings that produces neither bayat nor any evidence of established hostility against us? No bayat, no report of established hostility against us. I remember, Ashat Alibati Amasi Arabiu, Rahmatullah Alayh, here in 1988, somebody asked him a question. Uzur, remember us in prayers. We are doing tabligh, but everywhere we go, it is hostility, persecution. Uzur just smiled, said, "I'm happy you are being persecuted. It means you are working. If nobody had persecuted you, it means you have not done anything. If nobody has raised any hostility against you, it means you have not done anything. A vehicle that remains in the garage will never have any accident. If you buy your car and you lock it up in the garage, nobody will bash it, nobody will dent it, it will remain there. But any day you want to take it out, you will spend money because you have generated some errors. So reports are always measured by our results. Again, our claim to be learning the Quran regularly, as we have it in our reports every month. How many people learn Quran? 60. How many are learning Yasarina? 50. How many are learning translation? 100. It becomes questionable when it always takes us a lot of persuasions and preachments to get even a candidate to represent our Adiliyat in Quran competitions. If you have 60 people who know Quran very well, you have 30 who are learning Yasari now, you have 50 who are learning translation, and now we now have competition at this tema. You start begging, what here Lord Shashuju, what here Lord Shashuju, what can't the then what are we learning? Our claim to learning Quran becomes questionable at that point. But if every officer or every office holder of the Majlis, especially at either the Mulk or Dilia, prepares his work plan as has earlier been explained and follow its implementation meticulously, sent the plan to the Diliat or Mukomi, not only for to disseminate to the grassroots, but for implementation, but also close monitor the implementation. You must close monitor it. When our former Sada Sab, Alhaji Ojokoro, will say, when you delegate, you don't abdicate. Bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn bá fẹ́ rùṣálárù fún ẹni tó fura sí kúlẹ̀ ni bó máa fẹsẹ̀ jọlẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ tó ó lè fẹ́ gbé lọ. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá ń gbọ́rù ẹsẹ̀ pé ẹlẹ́rù ń fẹsẹ̀ jọlẹ̀ lẹ́yìn òun tóun náà dọ́gbọ́n wẹ̀yìn pé ẹlẹ́rù ò lọ àti jí láṣòro. So when you give plans to people to implement, you must always, and that's why Alhaji Ojokoro gives just like the immediate pastor, that when he gives you work, before you know it, he will have prepared his own. So any day he asks you, what about my work? Say a tone law. If you say a tone law, he will just show you what he has prepared, and you feel ashamed. So if you have good plans, you are not going to implement it. We don't have people at the dealer level. We don't have people at the Mulk level. The people who we expect to work for our reports are at the grassroots. And unfortunately these days, almost nothing is happening at the grassroots. I make bold to say, almost, I said almost. Almost nothing is happening at the grassroots. Yet we get reports every month from the dealer because we don't request reports from the grassroots. If the Mulk would dare request reports one day from the Mukomi, we will just of course, if they are not going to cook it up. Reports should not be cooked, but should be generated. You can't generate heat by not having either fire or something that can generate heat. So now let me give you two abridged samples of work plans. I said abridged plan. If you want to see my own work plan as a missionary for 1 year, I have it here. Fully detailed, which the headquarters has. The missionary has have it. It is deposited at the administrator's office. So, abridged, I want to use, for our discussion here, I wish to use two very critical departments of the MAJLIS and indeed the Jama'at as samples in preparing work plans does. Again, don't forget, I said abridged sample. If you write it down, it may not work for you because you won't be able to detail it out. Now, I want to use tabligh by a Nazim, a Dilia Nazim tabligh. 1. What is our tajneed in the Dilia? 50. Active ones, 20. That is 40% averagely. Number of Mukami, 5. Activities now. The note is most of the activities will be Mukami based or Mukami focused for effectiveness. There is no activity you hold at the Dilia level that will be effective. You hold meeting only once in a month. If you learn Quran once in a month, before you know it, elderly people after 40, ask him tomorrow whether he will remember. He doesn't have time at home to revise. So if he doesn't revise for a whole month, you taught him 1 page of Quran last month, and you now want him to repeat the same thing this month, you will be disappointed. So activity must be Mukami based and focused. Take note of that. Then the next thing under activities, we shall mandate. That is the Nasim Tabligh talking now. We shall mandate and encourage every active member in their respective Mukami, either individually or collectively, to make at least an average of 1 bayat each within 1 year. It is time-bound, specific and time-bound, measurable. 1 bayat 1 year by 20 active members of a 50-man Dilia, making a total of at least 20 bayats in the whole year to increase the total tajneed to 70. If at the end of the year we don't see your tajneed increasing to 70, we query you, because you told us at the beginning of the year that you will make 20 bayats to make the total tajneed 70, and you are not making. If we can now make 1 bayat each every year, 1 bayat each, then we should query ourselves. Everybody should query himself. Then what is my relevance as an Ahmadi? Whereas Usul said every Ahmadi is a preacher, every Ahmadi is a missionary. So if you cannot make a bayat, 1 bayat in 365 or 366 days, then you should query yourself. This similarly difficult task or target is expected to be accomplished through preachings. That's one of the activities. Through preachings, close interactions with neighbors and acquaintances. That's acquaintances within neighborhood, at workplaces, community meetings, etc. Distribution of pamphlets and tracts, and invitation of friends and neighbors, well-wishers to Jama'at different events. Sirati Nabi, Khilafah Day, Muslim Maud Day, Muslim Maud Day, Kulu Jamia, and all things like that. Inviting our neighbors, friends, acquaintances to such program. If you invite 4 today, next month you want to do it, you will get 5, even uninvited. Ahmadiyya ń tọ́jú èèyàn, just like everybody will talk about ANSARULLAH now. Ahmadiyya ń tọ́jú ara wọn, and that's why nobody wants to run away from ANSARULLAH programs. Ahmadiyya ò fi àjẹrà wọn, wọ́n á jèso, wọ́n á jẹun gidi. Bá a bá jẹun gidi ní ìsìn bọ́lá fẹ́ kó yòókù lọ, bọ́lá fẹ́ kó lọ. Ara alẹ́ àwọn ò gbádùn àwọn náà ò gbádùn ara rẹ̀. Another activity, Diliat will also be advised to complement the efforts of the Mukami with at least 1 or 2 weekend joint tabligh expeditions every month. The tabligh at the Mukami should not be should be every time, every hour, not every day, every hour at Mukomi level, because everybody should be involved. Everybody has friends, everybody has workmates, everybody has acquaintances, most of us, we attend community meetings and things like that, or professional meetings, carpenters association, bricklayers association, that association, this association, we go there. But we don't do anything that will look like preaching. We want to hide our identity. As a result, they don't say anything attractive in our membership of that association. We shall also encourage sitting together at the Mukomi level to appraise the effects or results of our efforts every week on a day and time to be chosen as convenient. Béèyàn bá gbọ́jà lọ sọ́jà, tọ́jà bá ń tú lọ, ó yẹ kó máa ṣàyẹ̀wò pé ọjà tí mo gbá sọ́jà yìí ọjà 10 naira ni, ilẹ̀ ló ń ṣú lọ yìí, ìtókùnú gbá kò tó 2 naira, owó tó wà nínú akoto kò ju 4 naira lọ, ó yẹ kó mọ̀ pé òun ò lè ra nǹkan jíjẹ lọ lé o. Ṣùgbọ́n ó wò pé ọjà tó kù nínú gbá ọjà 2 naira ní nínú 10 naira, owó tó wà nínú gbá ti wọ 12 naira, arẹ́rìn lọ lé, ọmọ akìkàbọ̀ òun àkí wọn kú lé. So we must always appraise. In scouting, we have one principle in scouting. When we go on hiking, you go on hiking on places that is not familiar with you. You are not familiar with the place. They will just give you map. So the training is when you are going to a place of about 10 kilometers. When you move about half a kilometer, look back. Because what you are seeing in front of the mosque here, when you are coming back, you won't see it. So you must look back and see, so that when you are coming back, you don't say, additional, relaying back and law. And that is the essence of appraiser. We must always appraise our activities every week at the Mukomi level. What have we gained? Why have we not gained by heart? What has happened to us? Those we talked to, what were their reactions? Those we didn't talk to, why didn't we talk to them? We should appraise it so that we can re-strategize and repackage our activities. Then, it is the results or effects. I said result and effects because it could be negative or positive. Recorded or generated through all the above activities or efforts that shall be compiled by the Mutasimin Tabligh as part of their respective Mukomi's report, which will be collated by the Nazim Allah as his own, or maybe by his Nazim Umumi, for onward transmission to Mulk office. That is about Tabligh work plan. If you look at those things I read out, you will see that they are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant to our goal, and time-bound. Now let us look at Tarbiyah. Another abridged work plan for Tarbiyah. The same number of members. Tajni 50, active ones 20, 40%. That's number becoming 5. Activities now, which is also going to be Mukomi focused and based. 1. Every active member will be mandated and encouraged to take 1 or 2 of the inactive members as close acquaintances for the purpose of activating them through lovely close interactions with them. By that method, we hope to activate at least another 10 or 15 of the entire membership within a year. Specific, achievable, measurable, and time-bound. This method is in the ANSARULLAH work plan. We call it Zakia. I should have 1 or 2 friends whom I will be activating. Lágbájá ọ̀yá ká lọ sí meeting, mi lo mọ́tò máa sanwó ẹ̀ ọ̀yá ká lọ. Tẹ́mẹ̀dù ètò kan àbí kan jẹ́ ká lọ. Àbáyé àbá mi máa dúró díẹ̀. Tó wá jẹ́ pé torí tiẹ̀ ni màá ṣe pẹ́ kí n tó débẹ̀. Ó pé mi nínú ẹgbẹ́ tí wọ́n ń ṣe ní ẹgbẹ́ ọjà wọ́n á ní kò wá kò ránṣẹ́ ó sàn ju ó wá kò dáwó lọ kò wá kò ránṣẹ́ ìwọ tó wá tó dáwó kí láǹfààní ẹ̀ kò wá sípàdé ọ̀tọ̀ ni pé kò wá bí òkú lèèyàn sọ tó ń jàre ó wá kò mẹ́kún sun àìsọ jàre tó jẹ́ kí n pẹ́ ni pé lágbájá àti lágbájá àti wọ́n pàdé ti pẹ́ mo fẹ́ kán wá àwọn ni mo dúró dè ẹ̀ ní sọ pé yìí nìkú ni mo rìn. That is the IKEA system. Every one of us should take one or two of the inactive ones as our close friends, interact with them closely, be their advisor, be their whatever. Even sometimes they may have problems. Your closeness to them will open them up to you, and you will know. That's that also we say by that method we hope to activate at least another 10 to 15 of the entire membership within a year. Number 2, we wish to arrange Tarbiyah sittings on weekly basis on any day of the week and time that will be agreed upon by the majority of the members in the Mokomi. While the same Tarbiyah sitting shall be held once every month or every other month at the Didia level. Good enough. National Tarbiyah Committee has assisted us a lot by the monthly program that they've been dished out. Daily, you have something to dilate on, to read to your members and explain what impacts it is expected to have in their life. You have that opportunity, we have it. Every month, the National Tarbiyah Committee dishes out that for our use. I don't know how many Jama'at uses it. Especially, of course, when you don't see people in the mosque, you read it to the ear or to the angels, which is what happens in so many places. 3, we shall intensify efforts to ensure that a good number of the entire membership, at least about 60% or more, attends mosque for salawat, especially Fajr and Maghrib or Isha prayer, during which time many Tarbiyah related issues shall always be addressed and trashed out from time to time. Yesterday, Mukarram Mukola Sahab told us, he narrated one of these, that the said, if you want to know hypocrites among Muslims, two prayers will be too difficult for them to attend in the mosque, Fajr and Isha. They will always have excuses for not attending. And today also we have had something like that. Another thing is occasional congregational tahajjud prayers. Occasional tahajjud prayers, either weekly or fortnightly, shall be arranged, and majority of the members encouraged to participate therein for their training in that exercise. If you start, you may even say, we will start by 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. We will start by 10 after 5. Say only 4 rakat today. Let it become something enjoyable. Do not use too long verses. If you are to lead, do not use too long verses. Make it short and sharp, and let them enjoy the prayers you say in the congregation. Everybody wants to come. And if you continue to emphasize it, and sometimes you give them their own prayer, if I give somebody a simple prayer to do, this is what I do. I give you a prayer. Tẹ́mi bá délé, tí n bá jí lóru, màá sọ fọ́lọ́run pé Ọlọ́run, mo ti forúkọ ẹ dáràn, mo ti fún lágbájá ní ìkọ́bá ìkókó máa kà á, jẹ́ kó ṣiṣẹ́ fún bí idán, ó lè padà wá bá mi, kí n tún lè kọ́ ní mi. By this system, you will continue to encourage members, because we know people have problems. That is a fact you cannot shy away from. People have problems. And they don't have a way out of the problems. I don't know anybody who does not have problem here. But you see some people, you talk to some people, say that, as if but because you don't see his own problems, he does not manifest it, he does not exhibit poverty. Anybody who does not exhibit poverty, you think he has money. because he feels contented. And lastly, okay, another activity is that individual members shall also be encouraged to practice same, that is tajud, at their respective homes on a fairly regular basis, either individually or with their family members, even if it is just 2 rakah, which of course will be monitored somehow. We will have a way of monitoring it. How many of you say tajud? This, I think that sometimes you can give them certain things that will make you know. Then lastly, on the activities for tarbiyah, it is the results or effects recorded or generated through all the above activities or efforts that shall be compiled by the Muntazimun Tarbiyah as part of their respective Mukamis report, which will be collated by Nazim Allah or his Nazim Umumi for onward transmission to the Muld office. Like I said, this is not a lecture focus session, interactive. I want to refer you to 2 sermons of Ashrat Al-Bat Masih Al-Hamis Aydawad Abn Aziz. If you don't have it, I have it here. Anybody wants to make a photocopy, I can give it. It's sermon of 10th January 2014. He talked about responsibility of office holders and how to go by it. It is in that lecture that he talked about 3 things you need. 3 things you need to accomplish your task. Number 1, you need personal commitment. You have to commit yourself. This thing you are giving to me, whatever it takes. Èmi ò gbóhùn àkèrè rí o, ṣùgbọ́n Yorùbá sọ pé àkèrè máa ń sọ̀rọ̀. Wọ́n lákèrè sọ pé bó pọ̀nrọ̀ kó má dùn bẹ̀. Tapá tí wọn ló máa rún sí gbogbo ẹ̀yin Yorùbá lẹ́mọ̀ yẹn. So if you are committed to it, then your commitment to what? Do you know what you are committing yourself to? That is why you need knowledge. Search for what does your office demand? What does it demand of you? What does the MAJLIS expect of you? Go and learn it. Ask those who know to guide you. If you have the knowledge, it now remains you to have inner power to implement without minding what people say, what comment people pass about your activity. So you won't care. If you have those 3 things, go and read that sermon, 10th January 2014. Then we were all at the last Ijtima, 18th August 2023. We all listened to it. Go and read it. One of it, Uzur said, anybody who is given an office in the Jama'at, apart from regular, that he says is salat regularly, apart from engaging in tahajjud, at least should make sure he offers 2 rakah nafil every day for the purpose of that office. For the purpose of that office, at least every day, by the grace of God, since that time, I've never missed it. Because once Alifa says something, you should see it as inspiration towards achieving your goal. So, like I said, it is interactive. The anchor is here, who will direct our contributions, or whatever as it may come. May Allah the Almighty make all our tasks, especially in His cause, easy for us to accomplish successfully to His glory and all-round progress of the MAJLIS ANSARULLAH in particular, and Jama'at Ahmadiyya as a whole. Allahumma amin. Wa ahru dawana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.